This is my second vlog of the year. This is a sample. I have no idea how old this is. I hate wasting makeup. Hope I don't break out. We're actually sort of expecting, but not really expecting snow today. Depending on which channel I looked at, the forecast for today was either 0 to 2 inches of snow. Since I've been here for the past 2.5 years-ish, I haven't seen any significant amounts of snow. This part of the year is always the hardest part of the year, January through March. I grew up in the Northeast. It doesn't generally get warm until late April. So one, it's miserably cold, so you don't want to be outside a lot. And also, because it's miserably cold, there's generally not much to do. I also have a winter birthday, which I hate it. All through school until I got to college, my birthday always fell on a school day, which I hated, but also there's just not much to do. It gets dark really early. There aren't any fun events going on. When I was a kid, we would go ice skating in the winter. I did like winter a lot more as a kid than I do now. Just the hope alone that there would be a significant snowstorm that would make me like winter more than the spring and the fall, because there was that hope of school being canceled, and that meant a lot to me. I was an extremely anxious kid growing up, to the point where I'm really surprised that no one pointed it out. Once you're older and you can recognize the signs, they were so blaringly obvious. I would get extremely stressed out and anxious about things that didn't really matter. Like the PACER test. If you're an American, If you're an American, I know you know what that means. I don't know if they do this in other countries, but in the United States, they essentially have these fitness tests. I think they stopped in middle school, but they did them every year when you're in elementary school. You would have to do a push-up test, a crunches test, a stretching test, and a running test. And you would repeatedly do these exercises until you give up, like until you run out of stamina. I would start stressing out about these tests months in advance, and there wasn't really an obvious reason why. I wasn't particularly unathletic. I think the thing that irked me the most about it is that other students in the class would watch, and essentially you would all start together and you would keep going and going and going until you give up. But when you give up, the people who gave up continue to watch you as you keep going. It felt so humiliating, even if I did well. The other tests really didn't bother me as much. There was recorded instructions for each time you would do that test. And I remember that sound a couple of years ago went viral on TikTok that was just the instructions. Oh my God, I never want to hear that sound again. Similarly, the state academic assessments that I did really stressed me out. Another instance of me being stressed out over school tests that didn't matter. When I was in elementary school, at some point we switched from physical homework to online homework. Our homeworks were timed. Not that there was a time limit on how long it took to do the homework. The time was tracked, essentially. We would get assigned homework on Friday, and it would be due the following Friday. And I would do the homework the night that it was assigned, because I knew that if I didn't have it done, I would think about it all weekend and it would ruin my weekend, and I would just be stressed out about it all weekend. I also really hated school presentations, but I had a strategy for how I would do my presentations. There would be a list of numbers, 1 through 30, or however many people there were in the class, and you could choose essentially the order that you would present the presentations in. I would always choose the second slot. I remember at some point before I developed this formula, I signed up as one of the last people to go, and I went after someone who had a really good presentation, and I felt really embarrassed to present after that. So from then on, I decided I'm gonna be one of the first people to present, because I never wanna go through that again. But also, I don't wanna be the first person to present because there's too much pressure. I felt like going last was also a fair option, because I noticed that whoever was grading the presentation, the teacher or the teacher's assistant, would write significantly more down for the first person than they would for the last person. Clearly they were getting tired at that point and didn't want to do it anymore. By the time you go last, half of the students are definitely not paying attention. If I couldn't go second, I remember being really stressed out about it. Okay, something is missing. There were probably other very obvious signs that I was an anxious student. When I got older, it became much more obvious. I think things like quizzes and tests would stress me out significantly more than other students. The thing is, it had nothing to do with how prepared for the exam or quiz I was. And I think that stress inhibited me from actually performing at the best I could. I definitely had testing anxiety. That never went away. Like, I had testing anxiety all through college. The only thing that changed is that I graduated. Oh my God, I just remembered. This is kind of tangential, but I had this dream last night that for some reason I was still in college, and I got an exam back, but I had submitted the exam and I had left half of each page blank. I think there's only been one time through the entire experience of my schooling that I've actually left a part of a test blank. It was only one question and it wasn't even worth that much. Another weird thing for me is I still regularly have nightmares about college and high school. The weird part is that my nightmares are more so about me having to go back to high school to finish something rather than back to college, even though I finished college, which is so weird. I haven't tried this yet. This is new, so I have no idea what to expect, but I got this in the mail. Oh, that's pretty. It's very light. I'm gonna finish this. I also worked out for the first time yesterday in about a month. I got so lazy because I don't know where I was going with that. We're gonna make lunch though. Wait, oh my God, first, I have to show you something really funny. A couple days ago, I had a bubble bath. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I decided to use these bath bombs. Keyword a holiday surprise, which at the time I wasn't looking at the marketing, okay? I just wanted a bath bomb, so I grabbed one out of the pack just thinking it was gonna be like a regular bath bomb, right? So I drain the bathtub and go about my day. A couple hours later, my boyfriend points to this at the bottom of the bathtub and is like, what is this little guy doing in there? I looked closer at the marketing, the packaging, and lo and behold. So this was the first one I got. It only has one eye. That's kind of sad. I guess it's a permanent wink. That's the one I got yesterday, which I actually think is a lot better. All I really have right now is pasta and tomato sauce. Want to say hi to the vlog? Okay, I'm gonna eat my noodles. This is a dangerous maneuver. And watch YouTube. Can you turn my video off? Thank you. I'm gonna try out this last bath bomb because I want to know what it is. It's 2 p.m. The snowstorm hasn't started yet, and it's gonna get dark soon. This one's name is Jingle Bomb Bayberry. It smells like pine trees. This is kind of ugly. I just straightened my hair yesterday. Wait, I haven't shown this before. These leaves have lights on them. They're battery powered, but they look so pretty at night. It is 10 till 5. The snow expectation has been updated from 1 inch. I was gonna say 1 minute, from 1 inch to 2 inches. My makeup is starting to feel like clay, so I'm gonna go. I'll update you tomorrow with what actually happened, which I think will be nothing, but hopefully not. Okay, bye.